A little Zen gem here for everybody. So I was telling someone about the seven different organs, basically the seven systems of the body and the seven major things that are going on. The 7 days of the week, the seven continents. There's something to the number seven within the body as well. And I was also giving the idea of the three levels. And the three levels are the densities, the solid, the liquid, and the gas, the earth, the air, and the water. And we can look to different cultures and what the constitution of the food is, and the body of work, and their actual temple, what the people will look like, and what the people from different regions, why and how they consume things. And this has to do with the raw food diet, meaning sun, raw. Not raw, raw. It's cooking with the sun, cooking with your local environment. And the basic idea I want to get across here is what a stew is and what steaming is. So steam, the reason that steam is used to cook is it's looked at as mist. It's a mystic. That's where you get the word mystic from, because it's kind of in between air and water. It's used to cook food, and look at these cultures, like the Asian culture. And the Asian, India is part of Asia, but it has influences from other places as well. So I kind of keep those separate as far as their cuisine is concerned. But if we look just like that, the Chinese, Japanese, that type of Asian culture, what you find is the constitution of the people and their type of martial arts and the way they live is very mystical, very mystical. And they use a lot of steaming. Their culture is they have the Great Wall of China, and the idea of what's beyond that, it's a mystery. There's much to this. But when you're cooking with steam and you're cooking with mist, the idea of mist as well is an air element. It's the breath. It's the spirit. So when you steam rice, they say don't take the lid off because you'll be letting out the spirit. If you cooked rice with the lid off, you'd need more water. And what would be going into that rice? Just the water. But then I don't want to make it too complicated. But if you put a lid on, you need less water, and it's consuming both of those elements. The water isn't getting basically broken and flying away. It's going back into the rice. So the rice is imbued with the spirit. So there's a big difference in the way rice is cooked. Now, when you look at a stew, the constitution of the people that would eat stew, they tend to use more root vegetables. They tend to use something from beneath the ground that they had to dig up. Look at potatoes. Look at the Irish, and they're a stew-driven culture. It's because their climate is colder, and they're using dense, heavy things for the lower part of the body, the three levels of the body. And you'll see that they have bigger legs, they're more stouty, and they're like roots to a tree. And they're using a stew, which is the water element. They're not steaming something. They're using the water element, which is a denser element than steam, denser element than air. And they're using the earth element as well, which is the root system, and turning that into a stew. So the constitution of that is putting a stew on a stove all day and letting it warm up and turn into this wonderful meal at the end of the day. It's called a supper or a soup. A super is where you get the word supper. Super. And this is where you're getting the stew from. So that stew that has been cooking and marinating all of that flavor all day becomes that big, hefty, hearty meal that sits in the lower region of the body and makes someone stout, where these other cultures have a different type of lifestyle. Looking at the culture and the women and what they're doing within the household, and how their houses and homes are set up, and their connection to bamboo and weed and the earth. Because bamboo is a grass or a weed, and the way it grows, and those bamboo steamers are made out of that. So these two things here, these are two ways of really good ideas of way to alchemize and cook things, is to steam things and to stew things. And they have two different properties, and how you're ingesting those things and what they're going to do for your body and your constitution. So hope you guys enjoyed that. Talk soon. Peace.